This is Lost City of Tol'vir, the heroic version of it on my 85 warrior. As far as the trash goes in here, it's not that difficult. Just basically just like the Throne of the Tides trash, just make sure you land the CC on any healers, or if there's not any healers, because there are not actually that many healers in this dungeon for trash mobs. Make sure you land it on someone, because that way you don't take as much damage. But all this trash in here is easily AoE tanked. Right here, I'm just picking up this trash pack and AoE tanking it, because really this dungeon doesn't have a lot of CC needs. There's not actually even that much trash in this dungeon, so the trash should not be the problem. This was actually the third heroic run that I did the other night, and this one was easier than the second one. It was about on the same level as the Throne of the Tides. But as you can see, we just pick up the rest of these CC mobs and go ahead and clear out the trash. This is the first boss of the dungeon. He basically follows all the rules of a lot of the other bosses in heroics, is don't stand near or on the stuff that he's going to throw down. He's going to throw down these yellow things on the ground. They're like mines. They don't blow up as soon as he throws them down, but they will blow up once he I guess he ignites them. But just make sure you're far enough out of the range before they blow up. He's also going to stomp right there. Whenever you see the dust, get out of the dust, because it's going to throw up huge spikes that are going to come out of the ground, and if you're in them, you'll take a big hit. If you're not, you don't really take any damage. Right here are the mines he's about to detonate. Just make sure you're not in them. As you can see right there, I was standing right in the middle of a lot of them, and I didn't get killed, but yet the rogue who was right next to me, because he was standing inside those yellow circles, died. Actually, I'm sorry, it wasn't the rogue, it was the Death Knight. So just make sure you're away from those things. Make sure you stay out of his spikes, and you should be fine. As far as tanking at higher levels goes, there's just a couple of things that are different from at the lower levels. One of the main things is that healers have AoE heals that they can put out on the ground. There you're seeing it. That's at the druid one. There's also a shaman one, and priests have like power ward barrier. And whenever they throw those down, you want to be mindful and try to stay inside of those, because it makes healing a lot easier on them whenever you stay in their AoE heals. So don't just go pulling the mobs around unless you absolutely have to. Try to stay where you're getting healed from all their healing abilities. Again, he's just going to keep throwing the mines down. You just stay out of them. Stay out of the dust from whenever he stomps. Now right here I need to move because of all the mines that are about to explode. Most of the time, from what I've seen so far of the heroic bosses, is just use your common sense. If there's something on the ground, stay out of it. Don't stand in it or near it, and you should be fine. I don't see why they're so hard. I mean, people complain a lot about them, but they're not really that bad. Just use your common sense. Don't stand in the bad stuff. Right here, I actually got hit by the spikes, but he went down right there. Okay, this is the second boss if you go the way that I went, and you're gonna fight, I think his name is Lockmaw, and there's also a little, I don't know what they're called. I think they're called pygmies in the game. I'm not sure, but he's also a boss. This boss actually enrages whenever he gets low. He puts a mark on one member of your party, and he's going to have a lot of little crocodiles attack them. Now right there you just saw me taunt them off, because you can taunt them off, but there's no other way to tank them. They're tauntable, but you can't slow them down anything other than that. You can either have your group AoE them down, or you can just have the person who they're on kite them. Right here they're on our healer, who is a druid, so it's not really slowing down their heals that much. And there you see the mages going in to actually AoE him down. Now there's the pygmy guy. You can actually taunt him too, because he's going to whirlwind. Try to taunt him whenever he's away from you, that way he comes to you, and then you don't have to worry about anyone getting attacked by him. Now right here is the enrage. Your DPS needs to really put him down fast right here. because of the enrage, he's going to do a lot more damage. You may want to pop a cooldown right here to keep yourself alive. Right there, you see me throwing out some AoE to try to help the mage put down the little crocodiles, but right here we're so close to killing the boss that it's just better to focus on DPS and the boss. Now after he dies, you're actually going to have the pygmy guy. I think his name is Ugg. I'm not 100% sure on that. I'll look it up and have it in the video. You're going to see him walk over there, and right here I'm just standing in the heal to try to heal all the way back to full. He's going to talk about how you killed his pet crocodile, and then he's going to get all mad. Then you can attack him. Now he enrages, he does a lot of damage. He does a massive amount of damage whenever he starts to blade storm, so you're going to want to get away from him whenever he's blade storming. Right there I didn't. He is tauntable when he's like that, so after he gets far enough away from you, go ahead and taunt him so he comes back your way and you don't have to worry about him chasing down a member of your group. Or that is the blue ring around me is actually the shaman throwing down his AoE heal ability. Some kind of rain, I think. Right here you're going to see me actually just taunt the guy back over toward me. Go ahead and charge. He does a dragon's breath, but it doesn't really bother you all that much. Just keep DPSing. The main thing to look out for is his blade storm ability. If you can keep from getting hit by that and keep your group from getting hit by that, you should be fine. If you get low, go ahead and throw up some cooldowns, shield wall, and everything right there at the end, and he goes down pretty easy. This is the third boss. I will have to admit, I had no idea what was going to happen on this boss. I had seen the normal version, but the normal version of this is really easy compared to this version, the heroic version. But what you're going to want to do as the tank is, number one, move him out of that fire spell. Don't just stand in it like I did. Our plan for this boss was to have the mage kite the phoenix that was actually the fire phoenix, and to go ahead and kill it just by kiting it as we DPS down the boss. Straight tank and spank as far as everyone else is concerned, while the mage takes down the ad. There's his fire nova spell that he's going to put on the ground. It's like an AoE, just run away from it. Make sure you don't take too much damage from that. Make it a little bit easier on your healer, and then he's gonna go down and he's gonna force you to like kneel in front of him, and he's gonna take your spirits out of you. Now when this happens, you're gonna have to fight the dark phoenix that he's gonna summon. As you can see right there, all your bodies are still kneeling while your spirits are out. You're in control of your spirit. What you're gonna want to do is pick up the dark phoenix, and he's gonna spawn ads off of the members of your party. Right here, as you can see, I'm tanking him right here, right there. He's summoned an ad off of me, which is probably the worst thing that could possibly happen, is because the ads are going to try to chase down the dark phoenix, and when they get there, they're going to blow up. So what you're going to want to do is to kite him away from those. As you can see right there, I actually failed and ran him right into that one. But now you just got to keep him away from the ads by kiting. Just kite him around. Don't outrange your healer right here. You got to be careful of that. Use heroic leap to just try to keep the kite going. And when he goes down, it'll throw you back into your bodies. And then it's just the same phase as it was a while ago at the first phase 1 of this fight. It's not that hard of a fight. Just, you know, pop your cooldowns when you need them. Just like every other heroic boss. If you get low, go ahead and throw a cooldown up. Last stand right there. I use last stand to keep me alive. Healer pops his tree form and we are fine. We go right back up to full health and we're able to finish off this boss pretty good. Right there I pop my trinket from the Brewfest so that I have a greater chance to dodge. And just take him down. Again, don't get hit by his fire spell that he puts on the ground. and then you just gotta collect your loot. Now this last boss, again, I had no idea how to do it. One of our party members actually just explained it to me, and we one-shot this guy very easily. This is not a really tank heavy fight. When you first attack him, he's gonna go invulnerable, and you're gonna have to fight these ads. Very easy fight. Just make sure you pick up the ads as soon as they spawn. Let your DPS take them down very fast. This is a more of a healer intensive fight, so as a tank you can kind of relax a little bit here and not really have to worry about it. It's mainly just picking up the ads as they spawn, one or two at a time. It's not that difficult of a fight. Right there. There's another ad. He summons two different types of ads. He summons the big ads and the smaller ads. Smaller ads are not that difficult to take down as the bigger ones are. The smaller ones can be soloed by any DPS, but the bigger ones actually you'll have to tank. But I like to try to pick all of them up anyway. Now once you get through this first phase of tanking all these ads, what you're going to have to do is the boss is going to start a huge windstorm and try to knock you off of his platform. I don't know if you can actually get knocked off or not. I wasn't, and I don't think anyone in our group was. But here comes the wind, and whenever he starts knocking you backwards, you just make sure that you're able to get to him first. Right there, I charged too soon. Go ahead and get back on the boss. Get a taunt on him to keep him on me. And then it's just a straight tank and spank. And then he's doing massive AoE damage. What you're going to want to do is to try to burn the boss down before his AoE damage kills the group. Like I said, it's really a healer intensive fight more than a tank intensive fight. You just want to try to maximize your DPS as a tank to help them burn down the group. To help burn down the boss before your group gets burned down by the AoE. Very simple dungeon. As far as the heroic goes, it wasn't that bad at all. It's actually a pretty fun dungeon to go through. A lot of the fights. And that's basically it. All there is to this dungeon. Just a DPS race on this last boss, and then collect your loot.